Welcome to the Real Raw and Uncut show. I'm your original host, Mike G.
And I'm Byron.
I'm back again. It's Joey Joel for like the umpteenth time.
Yes. So, hey.
Hey.
So I have these two guys filling in because Mike went to Atlanta for Pride, so he's recovering. I talked to him earlier. He's recovering. He was going to come, but I was like, boo, take it. It's okay. Relax.
Take a sick day.
Calm your wombs. I know you were shaking them very hard.
You know she light skinned. She probably red.
What that mean?
I'm just saying she probably red. She
But I'm
probably
light skinned.
red. You are, and when you
I got
when
on
you do
red.
too much, you turn red.
Don't turn me
No
red.
comment.
Don't turn me red. But no, on a serious note, Brian, of course, last week released a statement as to why he couldn't make few shows, and today he sent us a message that his grandmother has passed on. So we're going to send in our condolences to Brian B. Anomaly.
Yes,
He'll be back
praise.
soon. Once he
You're
gets
in our
everything
prayers.
together, get his mind right, emotions in order, So we don't want him to come back and explode because we can, push a little bit of buttons up here. So
All in
we
good
with
fun.
you.
All in good
So
fun.
we with you, B.
Yes, sending all prayers to
Yes.
B tonight.
Absolutely.
And she's
All
in
our
a better
prayers to you,
place
B.
now. You don't have to stress anymore. She's
not
resting.
suffering.
She's not suffering.
Absolutely not.
You can now
Exactly.
breathe and just
Exactly.
you finally have your guardian angel.
Right, and just live your life like she would want you to live it.
Yeah. So come back to the show and represent like she would want you to do.
Exactly.
So, how was you guys' week? How was you guys' week? What did you do?
You know she always got a good week.
Baby, she is the week.
Man, I had a good week. I mean, it was Labor Day, so, it was the turn up. It was like Sunday Fun Day exploded. It was just an amazing weekend. I actually went to a really, my regular place. They had a midnight brunch. It was like at 12 o'clock in the morning. They had brunch. I had eggs and unlimited mimosas for $25. It was really good.
Yeah.
And of course, I went to the Brixton. That's where the turn up
You
is.
love the Brixton.
I love the Brixton.
When you like something, you like it.
I like it. It's like cheers. Like
Ladies,
everybody
he's trying to get your attention. So, yeah, but when you like something, you like it.
Oh, I love it. Yes, I love it. So that's what.
Because that's why I
did.
met you at one of your spots earlier.
Yes, half smoke. Yes,
Well, I
was
heard the
there.
Brixton was turned.
It was a
Sunday.
line to get in there on Saturday.
On Saturday?
I mean,
They
It's
started-
always a line on Saturday.
was it Saturday or was it Sunday?
I
think
know
it was,
Friday it'd be a
was-
long line.
I think it was on Sunday. I'm sorry, it was on Sunday. My bad. It was on Sunday. Long line to get in there.
It's starting to become like that now.
Yeah.
I saw the Big Dick Bandit himself in the flesh on Sunday.
and then on top of that, the park tried it, Joey.
Oh, I already knew the park tried it. I
happened?
told everybody on Sunday, I am not going somewhere where I get in for free every other Sunday, and then when it's a holiday, you want to charge me $20 and $40.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. I mean, I get what he's doing. I've been in the game for a while, so I understand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't even think he did a free before such and such. Like,
Yeah.
let your normal people get in there
Yeah.
at a certain time. These out of towners don't know that the park is free every Sunday, so
Right.
of course they're gonna pay it.
Right.
But
Yeah, it was
me being a person that frequents on Sundays, I'm not doing it. No.
Well, everybody
good.
was surely at that ATM on the corner. And that PNC line was so long trying to get that $20 out. But, it is what it is.
Child. So my week consisted.
How was your week?
Well, my week is actually good. My week was actually good. I finally have an intern.
Ooh.
Finally.
Who's your intern, Joey?
Shout out to Marcus with a K.
Marcus with the K.
Yes.
Hey, Marcus.
Marcus, he should be watching.
I haven't even met him.
No, you haven't met him yet.
Shit, I should be the one with an assistant, honey.
Because you got 1,800 jobs,
And
honey.
I got to go to therapy because of it.
Well, I
I
finally
done stressed
have
myself out.
a freaking intern. So a lot of the stress that I have with my business is going to be released. I also got a job offer today.
You really did. Right down the street from my house.
Yes.
And where is that, Joey?
We ain't gonna
It's
drop
a
no location.
hotel. I'm not dropping locations, but y'all know I'm in the hospitality field,
Right.
so it's another hotel.
It's local now. He doesn't have to travel.
Yeah, I don't have to travel as far anymore. And I saw Safari Sunday.
Yes, I seen your video.
I was supposed to go to that. How was it on the rooftop? It was
it
so
was
hot. It was so hot.
You do not do that.
You know I can't. You know I don't do heat. Well, I can't. I ain't going to
Baby,
hell.
y'all know I got
It
this.
was. I know it was
Okay.
hot on that. Rooftop.
Y'all know I got this
Rooftop.
unit on, right? You know that I wanted to snatch it off. It was so hot. I said, "Oh my!" It was just hot. It was just hot. Like it was hot.
But how was Safari? How was the show?
It was cool. You know, he performed his songs and
Did
he
anyone
was
know it?
interacting with the crowds. The one song, "Honey," you know,
Okay,
everybody know
okay.
that one. But he gave all the girls flowers and
Oh, the girls.
Oh, the
no,
girl.
the real girls, real girls,
Oh, the real girl.
Yeah, the real girls.
Oh,
The one-
did he? Did he
the
now?
real girls. So
Okay.
it was cool. You know, Mo Money did his thing, of course.
Mo money,
You know,
mo money.
Shout out to my best friend.
Hey,
Mo
you
money.
know.
Our best friend.
My best friend is booked and busy.
Our
as
best
always.
friend.
Oh, and I also had a chance to produce my first radio show on Friday.
Yes.
Good for you.
Shout out to Antoine Anderson. The Antoine Anderson show was a lot of fun. It was an amazing experience. We had fun. You know, it was good. It was great.
Yeah. I admire Ant. I do. He's really cool.
I love his fashions. His fashions, they serve me so well. That boy can dress his butt. Can I get Antoine? Like, boy, can I just say something? Can I just give him a little shout out?
You already
Go ahead, give him
Can
one.
I please?
Go ahead and give
Your
him one.
outfit slay. Like, I need your business card or something because I'm looking for like a personal stylist to help
He's
me.
a stylist.
Oh, he is a stylist?
He's a stylist.
Oh, I thought he just did the club scene. I didn't know he
No.
was like a.
Antoine started as a celebrity stylist.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I like your style, boy. You are amazing.
He styled Tia Marie for the longest.
Really?
Yeah, he got a lot of clientele. Tia Marie, Lola Moreau, Black China. Like his clientele is good.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah, I'm your biggest Instagram fan. Like, you are amazing. Yeah.
Well, you gotta come
He's
to
amazing.
Peace on Wednesday.
It's a peace lamp.
Yeah, you gotta come to Peace Lounge. You gotta
Peace lamp.
come to Peace on Wednesday and meet him. He's a really cool guy. He gives everybody.
Joey, I don't really
an
do
amazing
things
opportunity.
in the middle of the week like that. On a Wednesday, that's a little late for me.
It's not. Look, you can come at 11, be out by 12:30.
That's cute. That's cute for you, but unfortunately, I'm asleep.
I forgot you is an old hag.
Oh, girl, bye. I'm a young hag, honey. Yes, and I'm not ashamed of my age, but I look good.
Oh,
Hello?
girl. Shout out to
Exfoliate,
Devon
honey.
Hamilton.
Exfoliate. Yes. Hey, Devon.
Devon is having his underwear party this Friday.
And my mother is calling me.
I'm about to say, what is that vibrating?
My
like
mother
that?
is.
Is it an Amber Alert?
No, my mother is calling me. She wants me to. I don't know.
Devon Hamilton is having his underwear party Friday at the Green Lantern. So make sure y'all
Ooh.
visit. You know.
Yes. I like Devon. Devon is so supportive.
Yes.
He's very supportive.
He's very supportive. So my weekend was great. Now that I get a chance to tell about it.
Yeah.
So my weekend was
The
great.
shade.
I was in New York. It's no shade. It's true tea. I was in New York, and it's sweet tea too.
Have your moments.
Go ahead, Portia.
It's my show. It's no moments. It's mine. So yeah, I was in New York.
She's trying it today. She's trying it today. She's trying it.
So now I went to New York. We went just for the day, just to have a fun, day trip or whatever. Yeah. So we visit some of the places I always wanted to go. We ate at Sylvia's. Sylvia's was like really good.
What'd you eat?
Really had macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, and collard greens.
Just a black person. Where was the watermelon and the grape soda?
I actually don't eat watermelon.
Did you get the green and the white?
I actually don't eat watermelon.
Michael.
Really?
Michael, did you get the green and the white from all that eating?
What's the green and the white?
The green and the white. You don't know what the green and the white is?
No,
At CBS?
I didn't need that. For what?
But you know the
Wow.
green and the white. You know you.
I have
eat
my
all that
own.
food,
I have my
honey.
own. I don't have to
I'm
buy
trying to
it.
tell you, the green and the white will save your life.
If you
I
don't
don't
know what
need
the
it.
green and the white box is, Google it, okay?
I don't need it. That's why I didn't know
what
what it is. I have my own.
cheese and
It come in
chicken
a one. It
wings
come in
and
1 or 2
green-
pack. It come in a 1 or 2 pack.
Well, if you go to Costco, they have the 6-pack too.
Oh,
But when you're a grown girl, you have your own. You don't have to keep purchasing bottles after bottles after bottles.
Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
You know. Yeah. So we had fun. We saw the Statue of Liberty up close, and we went to Black Ink Crew. We went to both locations. Remember, I texted you. I was like, "This looks nothing like TV."
I kept telling you. I said, "That's
I was
not
so
the location."
disappointed.
How was that?
I was
Was
so
that cool?
disappointed. I was like, "This looks nothing like TV." Joey was like, "Oh, because you're at the wrong locations, another location." So we had to walk all around.
Yeah,
like,
he was
Harlem
at
and stuff.
125th. 125th is
so-
the upscale.
Oh.
He wasn't on 55th and Lenox.
So we walked around and we
Oh.
finally found that. So yeah,
I'm talking like I actually from there. I don't know nothing about New York.
we watched the show. So.
Yeah. It comes back on September 19th. Y'all better watch
Yes.
it.
I will.
So let's get to these hot topics because we have a great show in the second half. We're gonna take down Tina,
Yes.
Yes.
which
Yes,
we
yes,
really
yes.
have to talk
And
about.
I have some real interesting questions for our guests because I did my research.
You really did.
I did.
I did
too.
my
I
research.
did. I googled.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got some.
Googled. I googled.
He sent me a link. It's like 100
I
pages
sent
long.
a link and everything. Yes. Yes. Amazing
yeah.
person.
Yeah. So we're gonna have
ready.
you on in the second
Yes,
half.
We're
and
gonna
just-
pry
second
into
half.
your business a little
Yeah.
bit.
But
That's fine.
the
no
hot
worries.
seat.
yes.
So can we go to hot topics, please?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Oh God. The funeral.
Are we going?
The funeral. You want to talk?
First of all, that was not a funeral. That was a concert.
A 10-hour.
That was a
experience
concert.
for me. I watched every
But
minute
the
of
T
it at work.
is he would have been there from hour 1 to hour 10.
What up? First of all, I would have had to have
What are your
a
thoughts?
whole Burger King meal, a McDonald's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, you're not about to have me in this church for 10 hours.
They didn't. It was no intermission. Like, come on, y'all.
Oh, my
like, you having
gosh.
people like celebrities, and I can imagine backstage. Oh my God, you had all those major people in there with no break. It was just a long event.
There would have
Like,
been one because I would have got
And
up
then, baby,
took a
she
break.
she did a
And
whole
then-
outfit change every 4 days.
I know. What about Ariana? What do you think about her?
That's
I
my
thought she
baby.
did amazing.
Yeah, that's my baby.
I thought she
Yeah.
did
Tread
amazing.
lightly.
They messed up her mic. Her mic was messed up.
Well, no, she didn't have her ear thing. You know.
Yeah,
None
one
of them
look,
did, but her mic was messed up. You could tell her mic was messed up.
Really?
Yeah,
She
her
couldn't
mic
hear
was messed
herself.
up.
She was a little, yeah.
Her mic was
A little
messed
low.
up.
Yeah.
And everybody keep on saying, "Oh, her dress wasn't appropriate."
Her dress was cute. The pumps was cute too.
Look at her. Look at the generation she's in. Our generation doesn't know how to dress for a funeral. So you can't be mad at her because the way that these people, the way that our generation
That's why you have
dress-
stylists, though.
Yeah, but
And she
I
has a
don't think the
team
dress
of
was
people.
inappropriate. I really didn't because the people go to church like that.
That was the last thing on my mind. The dress. That was the last thing.
I just wish she could.
People got something to say about everything. If she had a long dress, they would have said she came looking like a nun. So it's a no-win situation now.
Devon said it was a legendary homecoming service, not a funeral. John
Okay.
McCain had a funeral.
In the rain.
That was a funeral. That was
the
a
rain.
funeral.
No,
that
it was a
for 2
funeral, not a
hours.
funeral. It was a funeral.
A funeral.
Let's go to the next topic really quick because we got to keep it rolling.
Oh yes. What do you think about Jeffrey Owens? The Cosby Show actor. He played Elvin, right?
Yes.
On the show, and a lady. I think it was a lady or
Just a newscast.
a
period.
customer newscaster. She took a picture of him working at Trader Joe's, and she shamed him on Instagram. And now Tyler Perry just recently hired him for his
One of his
production company.
production, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's an amazing.
Me
story.
personally,
That's
no
an amazing
matter where
story.
you're working. Like, okay, you were in
Exactly.
Hollywood, now you're working at a regular job. So
Yeah.
what? You're
Yeah, but-
working.
The money back
You-
then is not equal to the money now.
right.
So he got to get money from somewhere.
And then they some of residuals from the Cosby Show. You got to remember the Cosby Show is old. The
Cosby
residual
Show is
checks
done.
are very low.
And they cut it off the air,
They're
so
very
he's
low.
no longer getting residuals.
Well, he's also working on other shows as well too. So but you still need
Like, who cares? Like, the man was working. Now, if he wasn't working, where are they now?
right. At least he's not strung out on,
On
drugs.
drugs.
Yeah, like one of those celebrities. But
Yeah, so.
we're not gonna talk about
I
that.
applaud him.
Exactly.
Like, do your thing.
I don't have
Do
no
your
problem
thing.
with it.
Yeah,
Me either.
I mean, I'm happy.
Because if District 202 don't take off, I'm going to be sitting right.
But District 202 will
but good
take
job,
off.
Tyler
Okay.
Perry. But good job, Tyler Perry, for hiring our African American actors.
Tyler Perry's always a good man.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
he's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, big shout out for you.
So I have a topic
What's
that I
the
want to
topic?
talk about.
This one good though.
I seen something on Facebook today where it says that we need to support our local artists, and that local promoters need to pay local artists to come host their parties. Why am I paying you to come to a club that you frequent every week? We talk outside every week, but you want me to pay you to host? You don't. What following do you have? Are you going to bring me 2,000 people to this club? Are you going to bring $3,000 to this bar? Because the bar guarantee can't pay itself. Security don't pay itself. The venue definitely don't pay for itself. So how can a local artist who's not signed to anything, who does not come out unless they're getting paid, how can you say promoters need to pay you? Local artists, no. Now, if you are a sex symbol, that's different. But a local performer, I'm not paying you to come out.
But certain
It
certain ones do have a base that will come out. I think you're talking more so of the person that posted it.
Yes, I'm talking to the person that posted it. Now, it's a couple. Baltimore has a lot of local artists that they do pay to come out, and they have a following.
Right.
But most of these gay local artists don't have a real big following, especially not here, because none of them are working for it. All of them are banking on, oh, I'm gay, so it makes me different. No, you still have to work for it. And y'all ain't working for it by saying, I'm not coming out unless you get paid.
And I guess
if don't
that's why they
nobody
never come
see
out.
you ain't gonna get booked. And when you ain't booked, you ain't busy. So
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
I really don't feel
Because
like
I'm
beefing
so
with
lost.
nobody. I don't feel like
We don't name names on,
I
on
don't
the real
name.
raw.
I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to be beefing with nobody. I don't need nobody attacking
Do they
me
sing, rap, dance?
They rap.
Oh, they rap.
They
Okay.
rap.
They're a
A
rapper.
Gotcha.
Well, it's always the rappers that want that extra, the extra check.
But then I don't remember
bringing
ever
three
seeing
people.
them doing anything though. Like
Okay,
I don't
because
see them doing
somebody told me, "Oh, you must ain't seen all her flyers from parties she did before." I've been in DC since 2013.
But my
and
question
haven't
is,
seen
does she have a
flyer.
following? Like,
No.
if you post,
No.
are
Only reason
people
why
gonna
she's-
come?
only
Are
reason why
tickets
she-
gonna be sold?
Only people only
That's what I
know
wanna
the
know.
person from one video
Yeah.
that went viral.
Yeah.
Just one. And because a certain celebrity shouted them out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just
See
trying to
Mike
figure out-
Reese. Hey boo. Hey Mike.
Hey,
Mike
Michael.
Reese.
Hey, Michael Reese.
That's the topic at hand. They're not being asked to host,
They're
and
not.
the artists are feeling a certain type of way because they're not being asked because they feel that I'm a rapper in the community. I should be booked to perform at these clubs. That's why we're having that topic. And Joey feel that you don't have the following or the
the comment that was made was, y'all keep booking these old performers
Right.
from 1952,
right.
and it's like, well, there's a reason why they're getting booked, and half of them aren't old, but you can't compare yourself to
But
a
that
a
1952
Tamar.
was a far stretch.
Yeah.
Though. They just
But you can't compare yourself to a Tamar, a Trina, a Shanti. They worked to get where they are. You're not them. Nobody's coming to the club to see you. Your 10 friends.
Yeah, because if
are
you
not
post
gonna pay
about
the
this
bill.
club, the people in New York and Philly would actually travel down here just to see that artist.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I've traveled to go see artists.
And make the drive.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Me
would.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I just, it baffles
humble
me.
yourself, basically.
Yeah.
Like-
I just wish certain people would humble themselves. Like, girl,
You have to pay your dues.
You aren't even like,
Like girl.
like you aren't even that big, but you know how these local artists can get. They get big headed,
And that's the problem. They're always in their own way.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. They don't want to work for nothing. They think it's supposed to be handed.
Just give
to
it to
them.
because I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a promoter's not about to pay you $2,000 to come host a party, and you only bring in 10 people.
And then they got in free.
Right, and then you want a bottle, and I know how the game works. I do celebrity bookings all the time. I know how it works. You can't get that. Sorry.
Mikey Reese. I want to get Mike Reese on the show. Mike,
Hi,
you gotta have
Mike
you on the
Reese.
show. You gotta come on the show,
Yes,
Mike.
You really do.
Come shut it down with some knowledge.
That's my boo.
Yeah, Mike Reese. He'll come up here with that
Very,
deep
very
voice, be
smart.
loud.
Yes.
He'll get you right together.
Okay.
all the way.
Okay.
All the way together.
I gotta make sure I research these topics before he comes. Ain't no looking on the way. I have to start next
absolutely.
week.
Okay. Okay.
But no, so yeah. So the next segment is Takedown Tina, which is very prevalent.
Yes, it is.
I'm very, should I say, dumb to this topic.
I'm very dumb
Yeah,
to it because
so I'm
I
very
didn't
dumb to
know
this
it was
topic.
that big of an epidemic.
Like, I
a
learned
big-
something new,
it's a
but I'm
big
not going to
deal
say what
in
I
the
learned new
community.
until he comes up. So we're going to
Yeah.
take a quick break and we're going to bring the Takedown Tina man himself.
Mr. Takedown Tina.
We'll be right back.
And we're back to the Real Raw and Uncut show. I'm your host, Joey Joel, for the night.
And I'm the original host, Mike G, forever.
Ciao. And I'm Byron.
And we have next to us. Is it okay if I call you Mr. Takedown Tina? I wanted to call you that all day, but I didn't know if it was
it's
offensive.
cool. I mean, no, it's not offensive at all. I mean, it's what I do. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have Mr. Takedown Tina himself, Jason, in the building tonight.
hello, how is everyone?
I couldn't wait to do this interview.
How you doing?
Right?
I couldn't wait to do this interview because I don't know too much about Tina.
Yeah.
And then the research that I did on your personal life, I
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
cry.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
No, it's perfectly fine. No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah. Like, I'm not educated on this topic either, which is why I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
Because I learned something new from reading your interview. Like, I see it all the time, but I never knew. I thought it was like a typo when the T was capitalized in the word party.
yeah.
Like, 'cause I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So now that I know, I was like, okay, see, I learned something new just by reading
Yeah.
his interview. So that was cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's very prevalent in our community, and a lot of us are not aware of it just because of that, and also dealing with apps and things like that. If someone's kind of not a part of what we're into, we can simply just scroll by it
Yeah,
and just be
exactly.
like, okay, whatever, that's not happening. But it's truly affecting our community in a major way, and right now the CDC is not recognizing it as an epidemic, and so we have to, as people of color in our community, queer people, kind of take it amongst ourselves to kind of get the word out and kind of talk about it, because if not, we'll have future generations who are going to be addicted to crystal meth, and because we're allowing it to be, socially acceptable, like, smoking weed, and it's like, no, crystal meth is not like smoking weed. It's not even like doing like a bump of coke, like, and like it is a highly addictive drug. It is heroin, and then it's crystal meth. And the first time, and especially with the crystal meth that is out now, the first time you hit it, you are, addicted. And so people don't realize that, they think that they can control it, and, you can do X, Y, Z, and it will all eventually get to a point where you will be dependent and addicted to crystal meth. And so we have to kind of warn our people that, you can enjoy a sexual encounter, but you don't need to include crystal meth.
So let's backtrack. Let's tell everyone how you got started with the whole Take Down Tina movement.
Yeah, so as some of you may know, or maybe not, I don't know how you don't, but I am an adult entertainer, and so working in porn, I kind of, first myself, I am a recovering crystal meth addict, and so I decided to use my platform to kind of discuss what I was seeing happening within our community. Initially, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this, because, like, you have to be honest about, like, your situation. And I was at the point where, I wasn't ready to be honest about, the things that I was struggling with and constantly at this point still struggling with. But I started to notice that there were kids younger than me, 19, 20, having party P&P, little diamonds, mild to wild, and we all know like the wild is kind of, it's indicating that they're down for, crystal meth use. And so I decided to not be silent and kind of start talking about it through various tweets, and the Hornet picked it up, and I did an interview with them. And then I recently did some work with Prep Squad DC and became their spokesmodel, and talked about, you equals you, and really trying to get us on PrEP, because a lot of us didn't know what PrEP was.
Right.
And,
And for those who don't know.
And so PrEP is, what it is that it is I believe it's prophylaxis pre-exposure. And what it does is that it is a 1 pill a day regimen. It's Truvada, which is a part of a regimen of HIV medicine that they have now approved for the use of the prevention of HIV. And so we want to kind of get people to, not be kind of afraid of the science, because this is a pill that has worked for, decades for treating people with HIV. So they just recently, within like the last 10 or 11 years, found out that, hey, this is something that can prevent, certain HIV infections. But we want to get people on PrEP. We want to also get people to realize that that going to the clinic and still, being in care with your doctor.
Yeah, because it just prevents the HIV, not the other gonorrhea, syphilis.
Yes, yes. Yep. The STDs, especially syphilis, is going up within the queer community, and we can have sex, and it's great to have sex, and sex is awesome. But we also want to be smart in how we have sex, and we also want to be safe in how we have sex.
Yes, use a condom.
Yeah.
So wrap it up.
Yeah, and even if you don't use a condom, really what really happens is that people are not having these conversations with the people that they're engaging with. Yep. It's okay to be like, hey, have you been tested, and not feel weird about it. And if that person says yes, well, a lot of us were moving into this digital age. Do you have those results so I can see those, and that's okay. And you don't have to be ashamed of it and say well, I had syphilis, before, and, my titers are down, which means that the rate of the virus is down and that is manageable. Those are things that you should discuss openly and honestly, because it's okay, because, we all engage in sex.
Realistically, yes. But when in the heat of the moment and you meeting someone and you just want it Do you really think that's going to happen though?
So this is, and I do understand that does happen. But what I try to tell people is that then we have to kind of get back to a point where we're actually engaging in conversations.
Yep.
And so we're just at this moment where it's like you host, what you into, like all of these things that kind of devalue us as human beings, and we don't really kind of get to know each other a little bit. Like it's okay to have a fling, but it's also even hotter when you have a fling and you kind of know a little bit more
Their
about
history.
What's going on, because then it's like, all right, well, we're just what's his name, right? And I've been there before, and it's not great. It's like, wow, we only talk to each other when we see each other in the club, and we
Or
say
whenever
hi.
we want to hook up.
And we say hi, but we really generally don't know anything
It's
about
been a
each
situation
other.
where it's like, you know him?
Yeah.
I know him.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
And we compare notes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
But then
just-
he gave you a name, and the name I had was different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so that's what we are. And it's like it's okay to kind of talk to people, and we have to
Yeah.
realize that it's okay to talk to people, and not to the point where it's like, if you're not looking for someone to date, that's fine, but you can still kind of know the person you're being intimate with.
Yeah. But I'm like that, though. It takes a minute for me to want to open up to have sex with you.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends be like, you're lying. And I'm just like, no, it's too much going on in the world
Yeah. And
out
you-
here for
yeah.
me to just bust it wide open.
And
not even-
I'll back him on
Yeah.
that. Like, normally I would shade something like that, because if they're lying, I'll shade it. Like, I can't hide it. But that is so true with him. Like, he does not have sex.
Yeah.
He does not.
But it's nothing wrong with that.
He lives
Even-
through me.
Yeah. And even if you are
Boy.
but no,
Boy, bye. What are you talking about?
I do. I live through him and Twitter.
Okay? He does not.
Him and Twitter are what I live through when it comes to my sexual endeavors. I just don't do it because I'm HIV positive, and so
thank you for that.
I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I was when I first contracted the virus, but when that was taken away from me, it brought me back to reality that you cannot trust everybody, and it happened on a mistake.
Yeah.
It happened on I got really, really drunk one night, and he was over my house, and one thing led to another, and because I'm very safe.
Yeah.
When it comes to my body, I don't play no games. And then one night I just happened to just want to have sex and got drunk, and then boom,
Yeah.
I went to the doctors
No.
and it came back positive.
No,
so
that-
it's just
yeah.
like
From someone you love.
from someone that I was supposedly in love with me. They never
Yeah.
even told me.
Yeah, so that is actually your story is not an unfamiliar one. That is how it typically happens. People think that the ones who are super promiscuous are like the ones who are always with this and that. And granted, that probably is true, but these people are also super engaged with their health. And so they go to their doctor's appointment because they know what it feels like to have gonorrhea. They know what it feels like to have syphilis, and they are aware and in tune with their bodies. And so we as men, especially queer men of color, have to be in tune with our bodies. And we
Yeah.
have to be, okay and comfortable with that, to be like, okay, I'm walking into this free clinic, so what?
Right.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting tested, as whereas we have the reverse with white queer communities. You see somebody walking out of the free clinic, they're like, "Yes, bitch, you just got your test done."
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, because
Yeah.
when I used to go to the free clinic, me and my friend, we used to be so scared, like, who the fuck gonna be sitting in here that we know?
Yeah, like you're paranoid. You're like,
So
oh
I
my
couldn't,
God.
honestly, I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
I just had to get my own doctor, my own
Yeah.
private doctor, Kaiser
Well,
Permanente. I just
see,
couldn't.
Me, only reason why I did get tested is because my friend thought she was pregnant, and they do anonymous blood tests at this clinic in Maryland. And so I was in there, and I seen the sign, and I was like, "Girl, let's just go get tested, girl." Blah 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 blah. And we went, and that day I will never forget. It was March 15th, 2013. That day changed my entire life, and I just remember feeling like my adulthood was taken away from me because I had just turned 21.
Yeah.
So I
But
just
don't give
remember.
too much away though.
I'm not gonna give too much. I'm not gonna give too much.
No, I say that because
No,
we're
we're shooting
filming
the
the
show.
show.
We're shooting
And
the
all
show.
of that's
yeah.
on
yeah,
the
that's
show.
so
So it's like, don't give your
awesome.
story away.
Yeah, no,
That's we got to
awesome.
delete those scenes. We got to find another
Yeah.
storyline.
I have a question for you, Jason.
absolutely.
Okay, because we're on the Real Raw and Uncut show.
Of course, with the
you have to
original
get
house.
Real Raw and Uncut. So, like, what are the code words? Like, if I went on Jacked or A for A or Grinder or whatever, what are the code words that people put in their profile to say, "Oh, let's do Tina" or "Let's do whatever"? Like what to like?
Yeah.
To let the audience know and to make them aware. Like,
Yeah, so like code words for people who are engaging in crystal meth use, typically they use words like party with a capital T. They'll have like the diamond symbol. I've even seen people
I haven't seen
with
the diamond symbol.
emoji.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I've
See,
seen.
I interpret that to be like just like a symbol, like
Like
a bling
a
or something.
emoji. Yeah.
I would have never
so
known.
Never.
Everybody thinks.
Wow.
No.
I thought it was just something they
Wow.
put there just to spice up the
Yeah.
page a little bit.
No.
I'm being
it
so
is-
honest.
Yeah, I know. No, because most people believe that, and I will give you, a little thing that some people do that, but for the majority, the diamond is the signal of the ice.
Oh.
Yeah, and so ice is another term for crystal meth, and so that's how people kind of indicate, hey, we're using this. Also, they use things like Grindr has gotten a lot better with it. Because they limit certain things. So you'll see things like, I don't know if anybody has seen Trouble with a capital T.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
If you probably have and just didn't
You pay-
realize.
yeah.
it.
So
Because,
that's
like,
another
yeah.
form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like people are saying their profile,
Wow.
like looking to get in trouble. And it's so you have to be mindful is that typically things that you see like with a T
Hey,
are
Devin.
typically uses of crystal meth.
Because when a person says party, I'm thinking, oh my God, a party.
Yeah,
But
Like a
well,
kickback
no,
type
but not-
thing.
Well, I know
right, a
people-
party.
Yeah.
But that also
You're-
means
yeah.
Coke too, right?
Yeah.
So it could, but in today's society, it is more talking about the use of crystal meth. And so that's what's really going on is that people are doing crystal meth when they are saying party. And so it really doesn't mean any other term, to be honest.
Right.
Like, people.
So just be weary of the capital T.
Yeah, And
Mindful
like,
of that, people.
And the diamond.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and especially like, and just language too. It's like people will say mild to wild type of things like that. You have to be mindful of like that wild behavior could indicate crystal meth use, and even with people who, if sex work is work, and we have to be mindful is that. You don't have to book a client that wants to party, like it's not satisfying, afterwards because you will be leaving away with an addiction, and you probably didn't get paid all that much for that because you're living this dream. So you have to be mindful of these things and kind of say, hey, this person wants me to do this and I don't want to do that. So feel obligated to say, no, I don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
So what are some of the side effects from crystal meth? Like
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
people outside like sleep or just like zombie walking.
Yeah,
And
like,
in my
zombie-
mind,
is
I'm
it
like,
true
yeah.
that it makes you want to
in my-
eat flesh
yeah.
and skin and
No, so the flesh and skin thing, that was actually what they call flocka. And I remember that because I saw the videos of that, but that is not crystal meth. Crystal meth is what it does is it is a upper, and I can't think of the proper name of it right now because I'm blanking, but it is crystal methamphetamine. And so what it does is that it hijacks your endorphins. So it's like kind of like the feelings that you would feel like, if you were hanging out with your friends, if you were, in love with someone, like, and so that's why when you have sex, it's like, oh my God, this is like the best sex
Intensity.
ever. And
Yeah.
it's like, you guys are really just sitting around having a conversation and like, no one's probably hard. And,
and it's probably mediocre as fuck.
yeah, but like because the crystal meth has, hijacked your brain, you like are thinking like, oh my God, this is great. And so that the signs that you'll really see is I've noticed, and we cannot judge everyone on like this because then that becomes problematic.
Okay, everyone's so sensitive to everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, very sensitive.
So what you can notice is that when your friends, like their skin is starting to become pale, the dark circles around the face, the sunken in skin. People, what it is more of the behaviors. Friends that you used to hang out with no longer hanging out with you. They're hanging out with a different crowd of people. And so that's like, they're like, oh, this is my friend. And it's just like, well, we've never seen you with this person.
Right.
And a lot of it, too, is that when people of color are also engaging with older men, especially white men, they are engaging in they run a risk of engaging in crystal meth use. And so I'm not saying that it's not, a problem hanging out with your older white friend.
No, I got me a white sugar daddy.
Yeah, it's great.
He got a brother.
You have to, right? But you have to be mindful of the fact that, that could possibly lead to, crystal meth use, and especially with drinking alcohol, and, you're not in the state of mind to make these decisions. And so we kind of got to really talk about it and kind of realize that, okay, well, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while.
In a couple of days,
where they been at?
What's going on?
Yeah.
We do that to each other. Like, if the bitch ain't call me in 2 hours, blow up the FaceTime.
Yeah, like,
I blew his phone yesterday, and he was out of town, and I totally forgot. And I'm like, why are you not answering my phone call? And he's like, you know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh.
And send me a text.
God.
You don't see me calling you. I'm like, Trick, I just told you I was out in New York.
I forgot.
We have to really start engaging with our friends and really checking in on them and making sure they're okay, because we go out to events and party and have a great time, but you never know what happens when you're not there, and they meet different people, and some people are great, you have a great time, a hookup, and it's fantastic, but then there are dark sides to it, and where you are exposed to crystal meth, and it's typically through sex and sex parties that people are exposed to crystal meth use. And so if you have experienced crystal meth, talk to it about your friends, because then they can come together and support you to no longer do crystal meth, and so you can be on the road to recovery, because you don't want crystal meth in your life. It might seem fun now and it might seem glamorous, but eventually it becomes unglamorous, and it does leave lasting effects as far as mental health. I always talk about it, right now, and I have PTSD, anxiety, and major depression. And, these things all manifested through the use of crystal meth.
Wow.
And coming out of crystal meth, psychosis is, where you're trying to figure out what's real and what's not. That's dangerous to your recovery. You go through, these highs of, feeling, really great, and then just feeling low, and then just angry and aggressive. And so when people are trying to recover, it's a really crucial time that we should really be, a part of their circle, and kind of, just giving them a little support on their back, just saying, hey, we see you're trying to do this. Yeah, let's give you a little push, because we have to also realize with anything, especially with drugs, we can only give 49%. They have to give the 51%, and so we have to start planting seeds for eventually that people understand. Hey, you can do this.
So speaking of sex and crystal meth. I did my little research on you.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Can I say something real quick, Joey? Real quick. Real quick before you go, this question has been burning.
Okay, good.
We're not.
No, go ahead.
But so what are the side effects in your private areas? Because I don't think you covered that. Because I had a friend who had somebody at his home, and this guy he had to wear a diaper because his penis was leaking. And he was in the bathroom supposedly shooting up in the bathroom, and the friend had to wait for him for close to an hour to 45 minutes he's like horny, and the guy's in the bathroom because he cannot get hard until he has his drugs, his fix or whatever.
So was it to get him hard, or was it to just the drugs? Because
what I was told was that in order for him to get hard and aroused, he needed Tina.
So yes, that
and
is
he was dripping. So
I haven't heard the
so
dripping.
what is that? Yeah.
But that is true. A lot of people, when they are trying to engage in sex, and especially in recovery from it, sex isn't the same. And so people feel that they need to engage in crystal meth use in order to get up and, to engage in, sexual activities, that's not true at all. The meth has hijacked your brain at that point. And so you have to acknowledge that is that you can perfectly have sex. But what you have to do is also give your body that time to recover, especially when you are no longer using the drug. So, and it's also about the behavior patterns too. You have to kind of switch up behavior patterns. And so when you talk to people about being like sober and stuff like that, it's like a scary term, but it's really not. Because what it's saying is that you're honestly taking care of yourself. And you're trying to do things differently to better yourself. And so we have to get to a point where, sober is fun. Like I've been to sober events and they are freaking awesome. Like you can have a good time without having a drink. It actually is more engaging to really be sober and to kind of dance however you want to and just be around a bunch of people who, they're not telling you something just because they're under the influence of something, that these people genuinely mean this. And in our community, we definitely need to start talking about sober fun because especially for people my
Where
age
do
and
we
younger.
begin with that?
Yeah.
Where do we begin?
Because I'm a drinker. I'm not a heavily drinker, but I'm a social drinker. And I like to, when I go out, I feel like drinking sometimes makes an awkward situation a little bit better. Because sometimes it's dry and you ain't really having fun. You get a little bit of liquor in your system and it's like you a little bit loose.
Turn up, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, and so being in recovery, the fact is that we are already initially fun. The alcohol and the drugs are actually not fun. They're actually doing the opposite. And so what we have to realize is that if we can, one, accept ourselves and be truly comfortable, because people will say, I love myself and, I accept myself. But if you truly do love and accept yourself, you would be comfortable in being sober and having fun in that moment, because no matter what anybody is doing or saying, you can enjoy it and you can create that space of fun. And so that's where people have to get to a point where we have to be able to, project that and feel that, when I walk into a room, okay, I don't really need a drink. And if you feel that you do need a drink, I encourage you to do mocktails, like it's just something to hold in your hand.
Okay.
So it's like kind of like you feel like you're engaging with a drink, but
Like what I do all the time.
yeah, but you're really not.
Because he doesn't drink.
Just hold it, child.
And he doesn't go out.
Hold
So
it.
what
He
are you
doesn't
talking
drink,
about?
he doesn't go out.
Yeah,
Right.
so you
So-
feel it is like that crutch to make you feel comfortable and like you're like, oh, okay, great, I can do this. Like you feel like you're a part of
it.
something. But what you're realizing is that wow, I'm actually kind of turned up on my own. Because when you're around your friends and you're having a good time and being sober, you're lit.
Yeah. And you remember?
And you remember.
See,
So you
I'll
had a
get that
question,
drunk.
because time is right now. You had a question before we...
Well, he kind of answered it already. It was related to porn and crystal meth and how much of an impact it is in the porn community. Because I have a lot of friends who do adult entertainment.
Right.
So, I just want to know how much of an impact is it in the porn community.
Yeah, I will say that, there are companies that, do subscribe to the fantasy of, crystal meth use, directly or indirectly. I do not work for those companies. And I would never work for those companies, and you can stay out of my inbox.
Oh, my God.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Definitely stay out of my
Exclusive.
inbox. But no. What it is that I will not say that every porn star does engage in crystal meth, because that would be a falsehood. But I will say that it is kind of easy, as you have the clout of being, a porn star, to engage in drug activity. Because when you're at that level and people see you as a sex symbol, all they want to do is, give you drugs. And so it's easy to get. But I would not say that everyone in the business, because I met people, and a lot of people in the industry are sober, and it's really awesome. But, there is a percentage that are not. And, there are some who engage in this and promote it heavily. And, that sucks.
So if they want to get more involved with Takedown Tina, or just want to talk to you personally, how would they find you?
Yeah, so you can. So I always have. It's always 3 layers of the Jason, and so it is. So if you are at work, you want to go to Facebook. That is Jason Zhu, ZHU. Jason is spelled JACEN.
Talk to this person right here, because they just asked the question. There you go.
All right, so Facebook is going to be Jason Zhu. If you want to get a little bit more risque, I would hop on over to Instagram. That is going to be jason.zoo. And if you want to be an all-out freak, go to Twitter, Jason_Zoo.
Look at Byron. He like,
And also,
and then also for information, I know, right? And for information on Takedown Tina, Twitter, we have a Twitter at Takedown Tina, and also if you are someone who is suffering with crystal meth, my DMs are open for that related stuff, not for the hey cutie, hey sexy, hey babe, hey stud, hey blah blah blah. Okay. I'm not here for it. I won't answer you.
ooh.
so when I was on your Instagram page really quickly, I see that you're running up for an award.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So tell the people what to do to vote
Yeah,
for you.
please vote daily, 24 hours every day, because I think I'm the only black person in my category. But it's for Viewer's Choice favorite versatile performer. And I have the link on my Instagram page, jason.zoo. You can go in there and vote. Also, I do put it on my Facebook frequently. So get out and vote for me.
Yeah, she need to make
Yes,
some
vote
live
for
videos
him.
and everything.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the only African American.
Vote for him, especially. So, real quick, are you single?
No, I do have a boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, who I love.
Aww.
He's probably watching this.
Look at him
Oh my
cheesing.
God.
Right? Look at him.
Look at him. I can't wait for that moment for me. Because right now they be like, yeah, boyfriend. Like, what?
Okay.
I'm doing me.
We want to thank you for coming in. It was very informative.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was you have a platform that could possibly save a lot of lives.
Thank you.
So if anybody's out there with some grant money, y'all need to send it his way.
Absolutely.
And to be honest with you, these are my good friends. So they're filling in for the original host because they had things going on.
Yeah.
But you're like the very first person that we've had a real serious show with. We're usually just having fun, laughing, reading shit. And you're like the very first person. And they couldn't even be here for it. But I didn't want to reschedule because it was like, we got to get it going.
Right,
like the show must go on.
Yeah. And this is because.
And we were going to film tonight, but something came up.
Okay.
So that didn't happen. Because I had emailed you about that signing and non-disclosure.
I mean, I'm here. I am on the East Coast until December. So I can always come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So give out your
your
social media
Instagram.
one more time.
Yep. So it's going to be Instagram, jason.zoo, JACEN.ZHU. And the Twitter is going to be Jason_zoo. I will say Twitter is not available for work purposes. So you might want to hop on over to Facebook. Jason Zoo.
All right. Well,
Also
we will
watch
see
my
you.
links.
Okay.
Well, tell them where to find you.
Everywhere. Mike G. Riggins. Real Raw Uncut Show. It's District 202. Quiet Noise. All that.
Byron, where can we find you?
At Peace Lounge.
Yes, Peace Lounge. I'm the street. You can find me on Instagram at No Limits 36, and unfortunately, I'm at my limit on Facebook. So unfortunately, I can't add nobody else. But you can still you can still follow me on Instagram, and I would definitely accept you.
And there's a new reality show coming out this month, and he's actually one of the main cast members on it. So yeah,
The
Make
Real
sure
Makeup
y'all
Artist
check
of
him out on
DC.
yeah, the Real Makeup Artist of DC, Ty Cobb show.
And you can find me on Instagram at joey.joel, at Itch District 202, at Joey Joel Media. And you can also find me on Facebook at Joey Joel.
And I'm gonna say this really quickly. We may be casting for one more person for District 202, but we don't need anyone fun. We need you to be
We need you to be
drama
drama-filled.
Yeah.
So if you have what it takes to
no
be
T.
drama-filled.
We have enough T, not the capital T, but the lowercase.
If your capital name is drama,
You have to be clear.
if you are really drama-filled,
yeah,
please
hit one of us up.
send us a casting tape.
Yeah.
Because
So,
we are looking for one more
we
person.
will see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Bye,
Messiah's
guys.
next week. See you.